It is foolish to tell the truth when big profits can be made by lying. Do you agree? Do you strongly agree? Do you what, disagree? No matter how much money one makes, life is unsatisfactory without a strong sense of duty and character. Regardless of concerns about principles, in today's world, you have to be practical, adapt to opportunities, and do what is most advantageous for you. Being inflexible and refusing to compromise is good if it means standing up for what is right. The reason it is important to tell the truth is because of what others will do to you if you don't, but not just merely because of any issue of right and wrong. The true test of character is willingness to stand by one's principle, no matter the price one has to pay. There are no principles worth dying for. And the last one says that it matters to me when I know I have not compromised my principles. So, friends, I mean, this is a questionnaire. I mean, I can just give to you to do, but you realize that in answering the questions, when we have to take the questions and analyze the questions, you will see whether you are actually, on the path to integrity, or you are one who is in the middle, or you are one who probably you do not value integrity at all. So sometimes we need to also assess ourselves on things like this, with a test like this, just so we can see where we belong. There are times we find ourselves in what we call moral dilemma. You are a young lady, you have finished university with a first class. You've been trying to get a job for 4 years, there's no job. Now a friend of yours connects you to an uncle of his who has promised you a big job at the Bank of Ghana. You go in there, the line manager is giving you a condition. Let me just do it once with you, and then I can give you this job that will change your destiny and change your family. What are you going to do? And this is a typical example of moral dilemma. Moral dilemma. You are torn between two things. Doing it means this for you. Not doing it also means this for you. So you do not know what to do. We call this conflict, or avoidance approach conflict, right? So we as human beings, we come across such scenarios all the time, all the time. A friend of yours is sitting by you. He's been failing this particular course for 7 times. He's still struggling to graduate. In examination, he's sitting close to you. This guy is telling you, Kwame, show me this love. Do this for me. I'm begging you. I knew you from what? From primary, from kindergarten. My hope is on you. Everybody is watching me. My mother, my parents, they are all watching me. Kwame, help me to pass. What can you do? Friends, welcome to the world of what? Integrity. Right. So, why are we here? Where are we here? Why are we here? We are here because now the issue of bribery and corruption is all over the place. It's a daily phenomenon. These days, when you want a service, they will not even openly tell you that put something on it. They assume that you know that you must put something on it. So if you also go now claiming to be a man of integrity, or you claim to be somebody with honesty and values, you will go and come and go and come and go and come, and within 1 year, that cannot be done for you. So bribery and corruption is just the order of the day. Only this morning, a friend of mine that I work with in my university, this friend of mine is an examination officer. And as examination officers, what we do is to approve people for graduation. There's a gentleman who is working somewhere, and his boss is about to resign. But he needs to find ways of more or less regularizing himself, just so when the boss resigns, he can be maintained. But he's been a student. He's been failing certain courses, about 5 courses. And because he wants to get a degree to regularize himself before the boss resigns, he came to this, my friend, who is an examination officer. My brother, this is my situation. Help me. approve me to pass. My brother, please take this money and approve me to pass. Guess how much? 20,000 Ghana cedis. 20,000 Ghana cedis. Take this money and help me to pass. My friends, you have a decision to make. A decision to do what? To take the money. 20,000, let me tell you, it is more than my salary. And Doc will tell you, it is more, far more than what I take every month. So 20,000, we know what it can do for us as lecturers of University of Ghana and lecturers of universities in Ghana. But this man told him, you know what? Take your money. I will not allow you, right, to use your money to destroy what I have struggled to build for all these years. My brother, my sister. Now, if this my friend had taken the money and had approved him, this guy who claims to have graduated, now renders a service for you. Can you then be assured of quality service that will be rendered for you? If a medical doctor is paying his way to become a doctor, a medical student is paying his way with grades to become a medical doctor, who suffers? So you know what? We are all going to be impacted by the effect of corruption if we allow it to fester. So we are here because we know very well that corruption has been normalized. In fact, we are told by World Bank that, in fact, the amount of money, the proceeds from corruption annually in Africa is more than 80 billion US dollars. Can you imagine? So we are here and we have to discuss this topic because we are having an existential threat. Corruption may end up rather consuming all of us. Then again, we are also here because Africa is seen to be a haven of religion. In fact, someone even calls Africa a religious zoo. Because it is the only one country can find the larger percentage of what? Religious persons. There was this particular research called Pew International Research that says that Africa is having the highest percentage of what? Religious persons. My brother, my sister, every religion in the world preaches honesty, truth, compassion, self-love, a love for others. So let's come home to Ghana. The 2020 National Population Census states that Christians alone are about 75%. Muslims 15 to about 18 or so. And then the rest will follow. Now, if Christians are 75%, so more or less Christians are more in Ghana, and Christ is the light, and light must not be hidden, light must be shown. Why is corruption festering in Ghana? Why is wickedness festering in Ghana? Why is this country so underdeveloped? Why are we just destroying, our state resources? So those who are committing the corruption, they are the non-religious. They are not the Muslim, they are not the Christians, right? So it means that the very religion that we profess, that teaches us what? Values and principles of honest truth, integrity. We are not seeing its results in our part of the world. To the extent that some of you bear me out, when you are in Europe and you are trying to evangelize a small boy as an African, you will look straight into your eyes, into your face and tell you, you are coming from Africa to evangelize me. If you think evangelism brings development, why is it that your country, Africa, is still in poverty? So we are here because, again, religion is also failing us. In fact, I'm a social psychologist, they said, so I'm very interested in matters like this. So sometimes I just tune to these TV stations that have come up. Now they say there's something called digital, whatever. So there are quite a lot of TV stations, mostly being owned by pastors. When you look at what is happening there, you ask yourself, is religion ever going to even save us? So we are where we are. Again, because corruption is making people, compromise quality. We have land experts, we have rent control persons, we have building contractors, we have architects who have been trained professionally to ensure that they actually give professional advice. Now, because of corruption, they just allow anything to go, and the effect is that a whole building can collapse, and many souls may be lost. Look at the carnages on our road. This is a country. Depending on the type of car you use, you can be stopped by the police or you'll be allowed free access, no matter whatever crime you have committed or no matter whatever, contraband is found in your car. Policeman will just allow you to go by demanding 20 cedis, 10 cedis. The result is what? Lives are being killed. People who have not even gone through the driving training because of money. What 20 cedis one person will take. These inexperienced drivers will just drive recklessly. What results? Accidents. So this particular topic is very important, and you and I can make that difference that our country is sorely yearning for. What a beautiful picture. This is a real picture of what a country. It's not a fictional image. It's real. It is real. And everybody would like to be here. Now this place has become the destination of the world. It's called Dubai. Dubai. It's a country that is a desert country. This is how they have turned their country. How did they do it? So as the world, right, is evolving, right, we must see life being improved by our leaders and by ourselves. Dubai have been able to activate the power the Lord has given them, the wisdom the Lord has given them to turn around their adversity into triumph. This is Dubai. You and I want to be there, and we'll pay so much money to go there because it tells us the power of the human intellect, the power of human values. You can't be in this country and do whatever you like. No matter who you are, you'll be subjected to the rules. Now let's come to our country, living legends. Yeni 21st century, this is a common sight in our part of the world. Where are our leaders? Where are our city authorities? And why are we ourselves also doing this to ourselves? So something is happening. There's a missing link. There's a missing link. That is why today I'm so happy that Doc has really created this platform for us to really have an interaction on this particular topic called integrity. Integrity. I mean, this word may be derived from the Latin integras. Integras. In fact, University of Ghana, our motto is what? Proceed in integrity. Proceed in integrity. So integrity basically can refer to being something intact, whole, harmony, wholeness, completeness, consistency, coherence of principles. We are talking about totality, something whole, right? Something complete. When you go and buy a bread, and then you come back home and realize that, under the bread, somebody had actually, pulled some part out of the bread. The bread is not whole. Somebody had really done what? Had really tampered with the bread. You take the bread back. I marry you as a lady. I perceive it to be so beautiful. I go home and I realize that you have worn a fake face, to marry me. And when you remove that fake face, I saw the real face. It means that you have tampered with what? So what I thought was a whole. So integrity is about completeness, about wholeness. You are to be whole. You have to be consistent. You have to be coherent with your principle. In psychology, there's something we call cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance, right? This comes about whenever there is an anxiety, right? The anxiety is generated between, it is generated from the discrepancy between what you believe and what you do. So I believe that what I'm doing, I believe that it is not good to lie, yet I am lying. I believe that it is not good to steal, yet I'm stealing. My principle is that it's not good to cheat on your friend, but I'm cheating. It creates a certain anxiety, a certain psychological outcome. And that can even be so dire and fatal at some point. So when you say integrity, it also tells you that your mind, what is your belief, right, adheres, align with your practice. Belief and practice align, so you are whole. You are whole. And people will take you serious because they know that you do what you say. So a pastor cannot just preach A, B, C, D. You cannot preach virtues and then practice or advice. No, you are not whole. Oftentimes, in fact, when we watch these detective movies, I like detective movies a lot, right? Sometimes you come across a word, they say, oh, this man is a bent police. Oh, this policeman is bent. What comes to mind? How do you understand it when they say a policeman is bent? He's bent. It means that that policeman is not whole. He has thrown integrity, he has thrown values to the dogs. He's not whole. So as for that policeman, I mean, trust that a lot of things can happen through him, right? One day, when I was a student, we did some examination, one of the most dreaded courses in my department then. When we finished, we were all lamenting. Students were crying. Students were, not so happy. Then one lady came to me. I was a class rep then. Oh, Johnny, it didn't go well at all. Please, can you give me access to this lecturer, the examiner? Can you give me his number? So, what do you need the number for? Oh, Johnny, I hear that as for that particular lecturer, acquired an I want to go and try and see. I don't know if some of you may not understand P. So the lady in Bible was telling me that she has heard that there's a way around that lecturer. And based on what she has said, she also want to find ways around the lecturer to pass, the course. Then I told her that, if there's the reason why you needed the lecturer, then I would never give you the number. Just go and look for it yourself. So you see, we may encounter people and they may see how we conduct our lives. And I'm telling you, once they know who you are, they will form an image about you. And then give you a label. So they will never ever respect you. But where people are needed to fit a position that requires a man or woman of integrity, once somebody has encountered you before and you have done something like that, you have compromised your values, that person will never trust or even recommend you. So let's be careful. If you're a lady and you came to me, I don't know you from anywhere, and I talk to you and I just give you some money and you can just open up for me to sleep with you. Next time, when my friend wants to marry you, I will not let the friend marry you. That is a paradox. That is a paradox. If you're a policeman and I could just compromise you by giving you just 20 cities, and the next time, in fact, I've created a job and you are on retirement and I need a security man, and somebody recommend you for me, and I remember that, oh, you were the one that I compromised. There's no way I will actually, invite you to my job. So that is how it is. That is how it is, and it is important that we need to take these things very seriously, right? Please, I'll be with you soon. Yes. Hello. Please let her come, okay? Okay. So in integrity, we are focusing mostly on behavior in decision making and decision implementation. It's all about behavior in decision making, in decision implementation. How do you behave when you have taken a decision? And how do you implement that decision? It's all about the house. It's not so much about the what, it's about the house. Yes. There's nothing wrong about taking a decision, but how do you take that decision? And how do you implement that decision? So integrity concerns behavior, processes, procedure. It's about the processes. It's about the procedure. It is not about the content. It's not about the output. It's not about the result. We all want to be rich. That is the output. That is the result. But how to be is the issue. We all want to marry. It's not the marriage itself. That is the problem. How do we get married? We all want to pass our examination. It's not about the A's, the first class we have gotten. It's about how the processes we are adopted in getting it. So please take note of it. Integrity, we are talking about what? The processes, the procedures, the house. Sometimes people say, oh, the people keep on saying the end justifies the means. The end justifies the means. The end justifies the means. So no matter how, whatever means, whatever, processes you adopted, at the end of the day, the end is what you are. Compromise integrity, compromise, and eventually end up becoming successful. So all these things eventually, when all these agents of socialization now transforms us, gives us an opportunity to learn, then it becomes a personal value. My culture has taught me something. My school has taught me something. My media has taught me something. My religion has taught me something. Then my family has taught me something. Now, when I, grow with these things and now I become personally convicted about them and now I use it as my own, then it becomes your personal value. So there are people in this world who have just sworn that even if they have to die and leave somebody's money there, they need the money to go and buy food to survive. They would rather choose to die than to steal somebody's money to die, to eat. That is personal value. So integrity will also mean that when you have done something wrong, you don't find ways of justifying it. Sometimes we do certain things that are so bad, and we find a nice way of reframing it, nice way of talking about it, just so it doesn't really appear too bad. So we call it euphemistic language. Euphemistic language. We use sanitizing terms. You are a suicide bomber, and yet we're talking about being a martyr, right? You have stolen somebody's money to buy food for another person, and you are saying that you are just being an angel, who is helping somebody to survive. No. As a relative comparison, sometimes you do certain things so bad, and then you compare yourself. Oh, this person even did worse than I did. Okay. And then displacements of responsibility. We do certain things instead of owning up to it and then seeking forgiveness, then we try to displace it on other groups or on others. And then diffusion of responsibility. Because we know that we are too many, we are a lot in the system, the responsibility is so diffuse. So I will not do it. Because if I don't do it, others will do. And so you can commit crimes thinking that, as for the responsibility to be shared for. So there are several ways we do these things without sometimes even knowing. So that's why Paul prayed a prayer in the Bible. The things that I ought to do, I'm not doing. But the things I'm not supposed to do, these are the things that I do. So we all must constantly ask ourselves, what are those things that we are doing that we ourselves know from our conviction that we are not supposed to do? Okay. So friends, I intended this to be an interaction, and I'm ending here. Then we can have a discussion. Friends, so we can make a headway, right? Living that value of living that in the life of integrity and serving with integrity. When we know our value system, what are your values? Are you the one who is said that when you are too provoked, you want what? You want to also act? Are you the one who is said that when you are working with people, you are always working with a mindset of competition or cooperation? Are you the one who is always what? Always seeking to gain over others? A story was presented in the Bible where two women were fighting over a child. They appeared before the King Solomon. And then Solomon found a nice, innovative way of resolving the issue. One said that, you know what, kill the child, divide the child into two for us. And one said, no, give to the other lady. So you could see two different values here. One was what? One value was that of life. That's preservation of life. Another person's value was what? Preserve. Let me just, even if it is dead. So, friends, it is important for us to know our values. When you get your money at the end of the month, you are working. Values. Is your value is about you getting, you just trying to enrich, or your value also share? Friends, your value is what will define you. Then again, discipline is also important in this whole thing called integrity. Discipline. You see, discipline is the space between a decision and the outcome. It's the space between decision and outcome. I have decided that I want to marry. So the outcome is what? Marriage. Now, that space between the decision and marriage, is a waiting time. So discipline is what you do within that waiting time. What are you doing? Okay, from the decision and you realizing that particular goal. Discipline. committing yourself to that particular goal, conducting yourself in such a way that it will help you to get that goal, and you not bending the rule, you not just circumventing what the norms and getting that goal. So at the end of the day, we all want to pass, but the question is that how do we pass? And people can find several means of passing. So discipline is committing yourself to specific value system that will help you to attain your goal, and at the end it will help optimize you and also make society better. Please take note, anytime we're talking about integrity, you have society in mind. Integrity is a relational concept. You are dealing with others, and therefore you are thinking that whatever I'm doing must make me better and make others also better. If it is always about you, then my friends, you don't care even killing to get whatever you want. That's what it is. And that's the state of Ghana. That is the state of Africa. You have people who are church elders, who are Christians. They go into politics, they don't care. It is always about stealing, and no amount of money will be satisfactory enough for them. You can see somebody who can steal money that can be used to erect to build a hospital. This person can steal, and he alone can sit on the money and will die on the money. So we have become too enslaved by our vain, selfish ambitions. And as a result, we don't care about anyone. So discipline is very important, my friends, if you want to really get there. Now, this is my last slide. Then we will have a discussion. A particular German philosopher said this. He said that he who has a why to live for, can bear almost anyhow. All this person is trying to say is that if you have a purpose to live for, you can bear with any situation. Sometimes we think that, if I don't compromise, I will not get a job. If I don't do this, I will not get a job. If I don't do this, I will not get this. No. If you have a purpose you are living for, and that purpose is noble, you can bear with any situation. You can bear with any suffering. You can bear with any delay. In my language, we say that if you don't suffer to get something, it will leave your hands very easily. So base and integrity can be built on purpose. Once you have purpose, the purpose will drive you toward live, towards that goal. That is why when very good athletes, sometimes when they are even running and they fall down, their purpose is to get to the finishing line. They will just get up and then and still run. When they are pushed or they are knocked or they are shoved off by their competitors in the tracks, they will still not mind. They will not fight. They will still push and go. So purpose is important. It is because of this revelation and realization that now I am using purpose more or less to build integrity in my own business. So, as Doc said, I also have my organization on campus. I call it Community and Life Empowerment Advocacy Network. The whole idea of it is just build students, let students discover their purpose, do some worthy, good, and then based on that, they will learn values that will help enrich them. So, like Doc said, we go to hospitals, we always go there and do voluntary works. And normally, because we are psychology students mostly, we go to psychiatric hospitals to go and do voluntary work. The idea is that as these students, young as they are, go to the hospitals and now do voluntary works, interact with psychiatric patients, they will learn how to be empathic. They will learn how not to discriminate against those who are mentally ill. And they will also know what makes people fall to mental illness. So it's about a win-win. You go in there and you also go and learn something, and you also go and have your values challenged. And because sometimes they go there and they see big people in society who are still there as patients, and they find out how did they end up there. Then they learn something about it. One of the things that I've also realized is that, we can also build integrity when we create opportunities for young people to learn skills. Learn what I call life skills. If you're a young person in life and you don't know life skills, basic life skills, that is where anybody at all can easily use you. So in my group, for instance, we have been organizing fire safety drill. You must always think of how can I be very purposeful? In what way can my life be very, helpful to others? If you learn life skills, you can save yourself, you can save society. How many of us can actually quench a fire? Should we get fire, get our house? These are things we need to apply ourselves to, right? So in my group, this is something I've been doing. We have also been taking them through we are also giving them scholarship. The whole idea of scholarship, for instance, is that we want people to know very well that one of the key values that also goes with integrity is service. When you serve and affect lives positively, it comes with a reward. And so reward and punishment are helpful. When you do well, you must be rewarded. And as you get a reward, you are reinforced to even do more, right? So we have scholarship for students we consider having rendered, who have rendered, invaluable service to humanity. I award scholarship to them, okay? And then we also train them, for instance, in CPR, cardiopulmonary resuscitation. We take them through. These are basic skills that young persons may learn. So we are saying that, you see, don't be idle. It is when you are idle and you are bereft of skill, of talent, of any knowledge, that is where you are empty. You are empty, and anybody at all can turn you around. So the reason why we are pushing women to go to school is that we don't want women to easily compromise. That's the reason why. You see, education, like I said, is supposed to empower you. And so once you are always equipping yourself with education, with skills, you are empowering yourself. And that will help you to be able to live strictly according to that value, right? And render effective service to society. So at the end of the day, the question is that what kind of purpose do I have? Why was I made in this world? What is my role? What is my position? Why did God make me? Identify that. And once you identify that and you pursue it, you may fall down, but you may rise. You can still what you may learn from your fall. And this is what is going to really make you an outstanding person. Friends, as a psychologist, I've sat on several interviews. And let me tell you something. Sometimes it's not about your first degree, your first class, your second class. It's about what extraordinary thing have you done, right, to improve the lives of people. These days, interview panels, what do? They go to your social media. They look at all the pictures you have been posting. Yes, somebody can get a job. Maybe the person had the third class. Why? Because in his postings, he's actually posting voluntary works he has done. He's posting very, community-related, activities that he has been engaging in. He's posting some good things that he has been doing. Others are also there posting all manner of things, negative, right? So, friends, integrity is something that is so important that will make us, and the way the world is going, now our concentration is mostly on the soft skills, more than on the hard skills. And integrity is one of the soft skills that everybody is looking for. With integrity, you can be trusted. With integrity, people can rely on you. With integrity, people will always know very well that you can serve them without seeking anything in return. And you see, once service comes with no a motive of money, I am telling you, it's rather end up connecting you to all manner of people who eventually can create the opportunity for you. So, Doc, as is doing, Dr. Osai, she's a busy woman. She's a mother. She's a lecturer, and we all know the kind of pressure on her. But she had decided that let me also do this to improve my society. Personally, that is what I'm also doing. Let me also to do this to improve my society. My friends, what can you also do? So I want to encourage all of us. It may be difficult, but I'm telling you, it may look like nobody's watching. But there's one man up there who watches over what we do, whether people are there or people are not there. And it is he who brings the reward. So may the Lord bless us. And may the Lord continue to remind us. May the Lord enable us, give us the strength to resist all forms of temptation. So we can live to please not ourselves, but to please him and to be friends and citizens to our country. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Andoata. I think Doc deserves a virtual applause. So I want to see all the reactions with the applause right here, especially because we are not meeting physically. Thank you so much, Doc. We really appreciate this in-depth exposition on the topic. I think you have done justice to it, and we have learned a lot.